Welcome to Healing Mindset, where courage meets clarity and transformation becomes actionable. Today, we are joined by Hakeem Bourne McFarlane, creator, author, and founder of the Choose Yourself movement. Hakeem's mission is bold: to help people face their excuses, overcome trauma, and reclaim their power. With raw honesty and relentless drive, he shows how choosing yourself first creates the life and resilience you have always wanted. So, welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hakeem,
thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Tell me, what does it mean to choose yourself in context of healing after trauma?
Well, when we go through something, a lot of times it surfaces a lot of stuff from our past, our expectations, preconceptions, judgments of others, and comparisons to what other people have done or become when they went through similar situations. And so choosing ourself is choosing the version that was intended to be created by going through that by our creator. Before the situation happened, there's a reason for it. That's the self we're looking for. And so choosing yourself is choosing the version that you were created to be before the adversity, the dark days, society, the world try to make you someone to conform to what the norm is.
So, how do you help someone from differentiate between self-focus and selfishness?
Well, so you can't pour from an empty cup. So are you giving 100% if you're not focused on your sleep, if you're not focused on your consumption, if you can't move your body, if your body's always in pain, if you're addicted to something all the time, you need caffeine to function, you need nicotine to function. Are you really being your best? Selfish would be not sleeping. Selfish would be spending outside your budget. Selfish would be neglecting your body. Selfish would be staying out late when you know you got to wake up early. Selfish would be consuming instant gratification. Choosing yourself is delayed gratification. Now, a long, happy life comes from consistent choices of delayed gratification and real dopamine.
That is a critical distinction. Uh, and to be honest, many people confuse themselves there between selfishness and self-focus. So, so you talk about turning self-sabotage into self-mastery. What's the first step someone must take to make that shift?
Break free. You got to find a way to break free. So self-sabotage also often comes from a comfort zone generated by our nervous system. When you try to go outside your comfort zone, you revert back to what's comfortable. That's why people stay in toxic relationships all the time. That's why people constantly go back to $0 when they're broke, because they get a poverty mindset. That's why people, every time they, try to get to a goal, they stop at the exact same spot every time, because that's where you get too discouraged, too unfamiliar, and you go back to where your nervous system, your subconscious mind is comfortable. So small things you can do is put yourself into discomfort intentionally, so you can practice for when the world is about to put you there. Like going home on time, kicking your company out on time, like putting your phone down on time. Pick a time. I want to put my phone down at 8. Get off the phone. That's how you master yourself. You break free of these small things and you start to control your mind, and you activate conscious control instead of drifting through subconscious control, where you scroll into sleep, wake up, hit the snooze, skip your morning routine, and then start producing for others at half-ass. So the time before and after your sleep is where you implement the systems to prevent self-sabotage and increase self-mastery. That's what I call the foundation. I have a course dropping November 1st. It is the system that we all use in the Choose Yourself community. I just had a call every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We all have different foundations. It looks different for anyone, but the foundation is where you prevent self-sabotage in the future, because you can't repair your roof in the rain. And you also increase your ability to improve self-mastery. You never master yourself, but you aim for perfection so that failure is guaranteed, because failure is the key to success.
Exactly. Maintaining yourself, staying rigid to your time schedule and everything makes a lot of difference in your day-to-day activity. Very true. So, how can they maintain momentum when progress feels slow or invisible?
Keep the faith, because it's not your mission. This is not your journey. What you think good, bad, failure, success, that's just your expectation. It just is what it is. The future lives in your mind, the past lives in your mind. Why do you think the goal has to come so fast? Why do you think that? Because it's something you heard? Because it's something you expect? It's not up to you. Did you forget about your creator? What about that verse you rehearsed in your church? You forgot about that now because you want to get the money so fast? You got to be patient. The journey is subjective. The destiny is objective. Now you focus on what you can control so you can maintain momentum through the uncontrollables. So if you ever feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, you might not be. But what do you have in place to make you increase your confidence to know and believe in yourself? What systems do you have? I know personally, if I set my 12-hour foundation from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. 3 times a week, and then I have a mini foundation, which is at least 8 hours. So I have a 12-hour foundation, 8-hour foundation. If I do 3 12-hour foundations, 2 8-hour foundations, and then 2 mini foundations, I've done what I can in my solitude. But we start skipping things and then complaining. You didn't even consume whole foods all day. You didn't even get your exercise. Now you're complaining about it not coming soon enough. You didn't even sleep. Of course it's not coming because you're not prepared. So are you doing the things to be the version that can maintain and acquire the dream life that you're asking for?
Exactly. Momentum is magic, like magic ingredient. The small, consistent changes, small, consistent choices that you make daily shape yourself and everything that you're planning to do in future as well. So, like facing excuses head on can be uncomfortable. How do you guide people to embrace discomfort without giving up? Like how to continue?
Yeah. Well, you got to put yourself in that situation beforehand. Just like if you're in the Army, just like if you're about to be a surgeon, you have to go through a simulation. Just like if you're about to fly a plane, you got to play a video game first. Just like if you're going to play a sports game, you got to freaking have practice. You have to prepare your mind. Now, the mind doesn't know the difference between visioning, dreaming, or reality. It just knows what's going on in your head and it takes it as reality. And oftentimes it'll let your body react. So when you're trying to build momentum, you have to make the goal so small, it's impossible to fail. 1 push-up, 1 minute meditation, write down 1 thing you're grateful for. That's it. And if you don't choose yourself, the world will choose a version for you to be. And a lot of times it takes a trigger point for us to start making these changes. You lose your health, you lose time, you lose family, you lose relationships, you lose money, and all of a sudden people want to change. But to continue momentum, you have to check the box every day. We talk about the 3 non-negotiables that you do every morning. Those are what are allowing us to fan the flame. The full foundation puts gasoline on it. So figure out what the systems are that you need and then choose intention over emotion. And also accountability, community. Community is very important to building momentum because a lot of times we care more about what other people think than what we think of ourselves. And if we make a claim to someone else, then that fear of lack of integrity, that fear of destructing our authenticity by not doing what we say will be enough motivation to continue.
I get it. So, the essence of everything is the resilience that you that keeps you learning from and avoiding uncomfortable situations and keep learning from it. So, is there a mindset trick that helps you transform this resistance into opportunity?
Grow your mind growth. You're going to be fixed or you're going to keep growing. To be able to develop the ability to stay positive and keep the faith in the purpose, okay, of what this situation is supposed to be. We have to research what's bigger than us, not better, what's bigger than us, the energy, creator, source, faith, nature, universe, I don't care what you call it. Put a label on it if you want to. Find something, what's bigger than us. Then we also have to go into our story and embrace adversity, embrace the dark days and the trauma. But also, when we understand how far we've come and how we've always had a time we didn't think we were going to make it and we're undefeated right now, then we can use that filter to now face new adversity. A lot of times the mind will put us in the worst circumstance first so that it'll prevent us from being hurt or injured or to waste energy. And so one major thing you can do is write down positive reflections every night, because then if you know you have to write down positive reflections, then you're looking for things that you'll be writing down tonight throughout the day. Now you're seeking positivity, and it might be, oh, look, the sun's out, positive. You would have never noticed the sun if you didn't have a plan to write down positive things. You probably would have been complaining about traffic or complaining about something's petty. But if you know you have to find positivity, you change your mindset throughout the day. And that helped me originally when I was pulling myself out of my dark place, was writing down positive reflections every night. So try that one.
Being positive really makes you happy in your day. Looking around for positivity, being optimist really changes a lot of things throughout your day. I have myself seen a lot of people looking like if something good is also happening, they're just looking around and being like, yeah, this is so bad, this is negative and all that. But then there is somebody, if that person is positive, her or like their energy reflects on you as well, which makes it incredibly better for you and around you. So your work focus on integrity, integrity loops and daily discipline. How do these practice foster long-term healing and growth?
Well, when the highest vibrational frequency is authenticity, that comes from doing what you said you would do, also comes from the alignment of who you are in solitude to the person you are outside to the public. The closer those two can be, the higher your authenticity. Now, how do you align the person you are at work, with your mom, with your loved one, with your kids, to the version you are at your core? Well, you have to make time to identify who that is in the foundation. So your core values, your moral compass can portray different characters from the same root, different branches from the same trunk, but they all come from different, but the way we display them depends on who we're trying to impact. So our integrity comes from, if we don't have integrity with our commitments to ourselves, then that's the same version that you're going to put up in front of everybody. Now, a lot of times people will try to portray a certain image because that's what they think their boss wants. That's what they think their mom wants. That's what they think their significant other wants. That is developing a character instead of your character. You develop your character, then your boss might change. Your significant other might change, but for the better, because it's about alignment. It's not about people pleasing or fitting in. And so integrity is who we're putting out, who we're allowing in our life, who we're putting out in alignment with what we believe in solitude. If we don't know what we believe in solitude, we'll never be content with our life, because everything that we're a part of is actually formed from someone else's expectations. So we're living their life instead of ours. And this is why the choose yourself process is so important, because you feel lonely in the beginning because other things outside of your solitude start to shift. And when those start to shift, then people start to judge you and say, you've changed. Wow, why are you so happy all the time now? Oh my God, you stopped eating meat. No, I didn't, but people make changes. Oh my God, you're fasting now. Oh my God, you quit smoking. Wow, I thought we were supposed to be smokers. Yeah, I don't give a, you served your purpose then. And if you can stay grounded in your integrity and authenticity, it's a lot easier to stay confident when you set those boundaries and move with discernment. So make sure that your commitments, you put the systems in place to increase your ability to follow through with your commitments. Then you start to develop your character in solitude and understanding who you are by embracing your story, gift, and passion. Then you start to move with a different type of natural energy, because it's generated from a belief within, an understanding within, not from caffeine. Oh, expectations. Oh, I should do this or else. Oh my God, everybody's doing this. They got this. I should get this. That's not real energy. That ain't gonna last. You're gonna be seeking it forever. So it's about the solitude, man. And for men, I think you need to work out and get disciplined and get in your journal. For women, I think you need to practice silence, space, solitude, meditation, nature, but find a way to be militant about your time. This time is for me. Nobody else. No screens, no people, no toxins, no kids. When your kids go to bed, you go to sleep. Why are you up late? It's what you're doing after 9 more important than what you could be doing if you got up earlier. All right, Dan. That's it.
Can you help someone who has fallen off the track repeatedly? Like, so can they get back on track after falling
Yeah.
repeatedly?
Yeah, man. I mean, there has to be a point where you get done dealing with your own BS. Now, the victim's mentality is an energy sucker for sure, because it'll make you blame everybody else and complain about stuff that's happened to you. But that just proves a lack of faith. Just like saying please when you pray. Why are you saying please? It's already on the way. You don't believe in this mission? It's bigger than you. You've been at 13 billion years on this planet. You're living for 100. And you asking for all this stuff. It's not up to you. You find a way to be prepared for the blessings. You find a way to be prepared for adversity, because it's all coming. But preparation is our responsibility. So what are we doing to prepare? If you're falling off, you start by stripping free of the vices. Sugar, liquor, weed, porn, nicotine, caffeine, video games, gambling. Start cutting those out and limiting that amount of consumption, because it's keeping you static. It's blocking your arteries, the oils, the processed food. It's messing you up. You don't even have motivation. You got a small threshold between toxins in society and symptoms from your gut health threshold, and now you're fatigued, bloated, can't sleep. So of course you freaking gave up. You don't have any energy left because you consume BS. So eliminate the toxins, and then start with a nighttime routine, 30 minutes, a morning routine, 30 minutes. Okay, it's about doing the things leading up to falling off. Now, you can wait like I did. I went to 3 dark places. I talk about in my book. I went to 3 dark places, and by the third one, I finally was by myself, and I got triggered to choose myself because I lost health, time, relationships, money, freedom. Lost it all. And I had to find a way, okay, ain't nobody coming for me. Now, you can wait for that. You can wait till you have a heart attack. You can wait till your custody of your kids is gone. You can wait until you have that epiphany one night and you go to some inspirational meeting or retreat and you're like, oh my God, I get it now. Fine. But if you want to make a change right now, small changes around your sleep will allow you to bounce back next time you fall off faster.
That is very powerful, and healing isn't linear, but consistency anchors transformation. So, for listeners ready to step into their power today, what's one action they can take to truly choose themselves?
GPS formula. Yeah, GPS formula. Gift,
That-
passion, story. You give your gift by tapping into your passion and embracing your story. So get you a pen and paper, write down 5 times in your life that changed your life to before and after. Those are your chapter titles. Then take 3 subtitles underneath those that were a reason why you chose that chapter. Each subtitle, you're going to pick a victim's mentality and a positive mindset from that subtitle. So you got chapter, 3 subtitles, 2 statements per subtitle, 5 exercises. You do that. Now you're starting to see your power in the story. Why you're playing the victim, who you're blaming. Oh, my dad wasn't there. Oh my God, the judge. Oh my God, I lost my brother. I had 5 knee surgeries. I used to be broke, half black. I'm a felon. My girl left me. She robbed me. My boy snitched. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Somebody had it worse than you and is doing better. So what you gonna do about it? What about them? Why are you comparing to everybody who has it better than you? What about the people who don't have legs and you complain about walking? What about the people that have eaten in days? You're complaining about, oh my God, I have to eat fruits and vegetables. Some people don't have nothing to eat. What about the ones that don't have a house to clean and you keep walking over that dirty sock? See, comparison could be the booster of gratitude or the thief of joy, depending on what you compare it to. So that's the story exercise. Now, your passion is something you love to do. You would do it for free for the rest of your life. Just love to do it. Usually it's something you would do on your free time
Mhm.
when nobody's watching. But if it's not toxins, a lot of times it's a hobby right now because people don't have the belief that they can turn it into a business.
Mhm.
But find time to tap into your passion, whether you're reading about it, researching about it, YouTubing it, creating something, writing something down, working on a business. Find a way to tap into your passion. And then your gift is how you package that, the uniqueness of your story with the fire of your passion, and then you give it back to others. That's the gift. Now you're living in your purpose. Gift, passion, story.
So, how can they protect that choice from external pressures and internal doubt?
Well, you can't really protect it. You have to You can be at peace with yourself and at war with the world, or at war with yourself and at peace with the world, but you can't have both because the world ain't made for you to be having peace internally. And internal peace is the key to world peace. Now, it's your responsibility, our responsibility, to be able to control our emotions. That's how you protect it. Emotional resiliency, emotional intelligence, emotional control. But in the foundation is where you're able to identify those emotions. Breaking free of your vices is where you identify the emotions. That's how. We have to be cognizant of when somebody says something, oh my God, that pissed me off. Why? Why is that? Do the work so that when they say it, you don't have to protect it. You can just process it and let it go. And the internal disruption, that comes from subconscious, usually ego, usually inner child work you got to do. So you talk about protecting it from other people and protecting it from ourselves. It's about the protection comes in preventative action. You protect it with preventative action, increasing the neurochemicals, increasing your dorsal cortex, prefrontal cortex, increasing your awareness inside, expanding your conscious mind, increasing your self-worth, so you know it doesn't get crumbled down when somebody says something about you that's not true. What the thing is if we keep skipping our commitments and we don't prioritize our health and we're dependent on vices and consumption and other people, then it's so fragile because it's not ours. Our ability or how we move is not ours because we need caffeine to wake up. We need quick fixes because I need to get back to work. I want to just eat a quick fast food meal. Oh my God, I need melatonin to sleep and then I need wine, I need weed. That's not your life. It's not you.
Yeah.
So of course you're fragile. Embrace your natural state. Put yourself through a controlled struggle like routine, ice bath, sprinting, jogging, freaking meditating, fasting. Do things that suck because that'll increase those emotions that then make you think the internal dialogue that has to disrupt your choices, or the external sensory input that disrupts your choices. It's the same input that comes when you get to the edge of your comfort zone through controlled struggle.
Okay. So trust me, talking to you makes me reflect on a lot of things. No, genuinely, like for my day-to-day life, I like just this 30 minutes of talk with you makes me feel like there's a lot of work that one person can do. So if our listeners want to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you?
Big Dream Hakeem, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can go on chooseyourself.info as well. We meet every Tuesday, 10 a.m., group accountability, which you can find through my link on my page or my website. But best way is Instagram or Facebook, or you can email chooseyourselfcommunity@gmail.com. And the book, Choose Yourself to Be Chosen, is on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Okay, that is amazing. So, um, Hakeem reminds us that choosing yourself isn't optional. It is the gateway to lasting healing, freedom, and purpose. If today's conversation inspired you, start with one deliberate choice, face discomfort, honor your integrity, and reclaim your life. Because the power to transform has always been in your hands.